Welcome to E360 TV, the live streaming and on-demand destination for influential voices and enlightened audiences. We offer trending, grassroots, and purpose-driven content across a diverse range of interests. E360 TV is more than just watching programs. We offer the ability to interact with live shows connecting audiences to real, authentic influencers and storytellers while streaming to millions of devices. Real experiences. Raw conversation. One destination for it all. E360 TV.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to this week's episode of FEM Talk. And what is better than one doctor in the house with Dr. Melissa Simmons? 7 more! We're bringing them all on. After, of course, I bring on my fellow sister queens and co-hosts. First up is Tracy Randolph, the Reset Coach.
Hello, everybody. It is FEM Talk Tuesday.
We have Dr. Melissa Simmons.
Hello, hello, hello. Woohoo!
And our very own Shima Strad of She Talks.
Hello, everybody.
Oh, and of course, I forgot. Don't forget, Dr. Melissa Simmons is also our Girl Boss Up founder.
Oh.
So, y'all, I'm stupid excited because we have several doctors in the house tonight.
We do.
I'm going to get a whole screen full of doctors. But first, y'all already know what time it is. So in case y'all didn't catch it, Mimi, what our hot topic is tonight?
What else can we talk about but the release of Brittany Griner? Yes, we are so excited that she is home. She is in the country with her family, and we are just thoroughly excited.
Yes.
When it came, I was watching Good Morning America, and it just flashed across the screen, and literally, I got it. Tears came to my eyes. Just the fact that she has been released and now is home. So kudos to all that put their efforts to get her home. And I'm just excited that she's home.
It's about time.
It's about time.
Yeah. About it.
There's so much shade around her release, though. I don't know if you all saw on Instagram. I personally saw it on Instagram, but somebody posted, it was a little hate post, but somebody posted that there's also a military official that was being detained in Russia. And he stated that Brittany Griner disliked America, and this particular person fought for America and she was the one who got released. So, there's a lot of hate going on out there right now. And I just wanted to mention that she deserved to get released. Okay. I don't know what the situation is behind the person from the military. So definitely feel for his family and what they're going through. But that does not discredit the fact that Brittany deserved to be released, right? So I just
definitely. Also, she's a civilian in all this. Like in the military, like certain things you involve yourself in, this is the possible outcome. As a civilian that got caught up in a jacked up situation, she shouldn't have been there as long as she was. I'm glad that she's home. I hope they work very hard to get that gentleman home as well. Because in all actuality, he's been there since before Brittany. So you can't blame her for being released first.
Right.
You look at our U.S. government if you got a problem with it.
That's right.
Exactly.
And I hope that they plan to give her the assistance, the help that she needs after being detained there for so long.
Well, that's the first thing they talked about.
Yep.
That they were making sure that she is getting mental attention as opposed, not opposed to, but in addition to making sure she's physically well.
Yeah.
Because who knows? And what shocked me is not that this is, I guess this is more surface, but the cutting of the hair completely off. Why would she have had to? I mean, did she feel like that?
Actually, I was asking about the same thing. My husband said that she cut her hair because her hair kept freezing.
Right. She didn't have the proper product. She didn't have, they wouldn't, her hair was drying and matting. And, when she would wash it, it was unmanageable in the state that she was in. Right. So the best thing to preserve the rest of her hair and everything was to cut it off. Once she went over to the detention center, it just was impossible to maintain.
Right.
Again, the circumstances of what she was under, it was unfortunate but expected that the Republican Party was against her being freed. Many came out against it. The former who had something to say about it and his family. But let me say this. She was captured under Biden's presidency. Whelan, the other guy, has been 4 years and was captured under Trump's presidency. He never negotiated to release him.
Said he would not.
And he never did.
That's because, according to Trump, prisoners of war are losers.
Exactly. So this is the first attempt to even free him through Biden's administration. So and those people that are talking about, she is an American, Brittany Griner. She is an Olympic winner, gold medal winner, represented our country in the Olympics. She's an Olympic gold medal winner. She didn't ask to be. She was off. The Russian government brought her over there to represent their country and bring championships to them. This was totally set up because they knew that they would then have some leverage for something else.
Yeah.
So when all this is said and done, they did the right thing. They're still negotiating for him and other Americans that are captured. And this is the first administration in 4 years that has done anything about any American that has been captured. Because there's more than one.
Yeah.
There's others that are still in captivity, and they are working to get them all freed. So I think perspective is much needed on this whole thing. But I'm glad.
And I you brought up such a great point about her representing Russia, right? She was there to represent Russia, so how disrespectful of them to detain her in the way that they did and, not want to release her back to the United States. She was doing them a service, right?
A service
in basketball. So
that's right.
Yeah.
Right. So all of this is very unfortunate. To your point, Brandy, earlier, she didn't go there with that intent. Unfortunately, when you're in military or you're doing, when you're working on government ops and stuff, things do happen. But this is somebody who went over there to represent, was asked to come there to represent their country and was doing them, like you said, a service so that their brand in Russia was going up. So to hold her, it's just ridiculous. But she's home and getting the treatment and the help she needs. I'm glad. I'm excited.
And all athletes beware. If you smoke anything, make sure it's not illegal in other countries.
Right. Just don't take it with you. How about that? Don't take it with you. Don't purchase it there.
Honestly, you just need to be careful in being in another country. Make sure you don't do anything. There's a lot of laws that are not the same here. There are different laws in other countries. Be careful. Don't take it for granted. You're an American. You can do what you want to.
Very
What we do
small.
here is not allowed in other countries.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Things that we overlook.
Some of the stuff we do here shouldn't be allowed here either. But we won't talk about that tonight.
We won't talk about that tonight.
New topic. That's another topic.
Right. And because our government is set up the way that it is, right? Like, don't take it lightly. Don't go from state to state trying to do anything.
Okay.
Well, now. So, y'all, that's the end of today's hot topic. So it's time to get into these intros of these wonderful 7 doctors we have in the house. But before we jump into that, of course, we're going to take a short commercial break. And when we get back, we'll be introducing our 7 additional doctors. Woo-hoo.
Operate out of your dreams and your vision and not other people's expectation. Having breast cancer wasn't my choice, but the decision to live healthy so that I could stand before you here today, that's choice. You can choose this very moment to change your life from every perspective.
Tracy Randolph was our speaker. She came back because so many people liked her first presentation. I was one of those people that joined her fitness group, and it made me a better leader.
I grew up in a community, but they had limiting beliefs on what a little black girl could do. Everything that you do in this life is a choice. I choose to live healthy. I choose to change my mindset. I choose to be everything that I dreamed of because I choose faith and I choose me. Live healthy, be everything that you can be today. Choose yourself.
Yes!
Hey.
Choose
yourself.
All right, y'all. It is that time. It is time to bring on our wonderful guests. So I will bring them on one at a time as Mimi gives the introduction.
Woo! And I want everybody to give them a virtual round of applause. Let's go.
Yes.
It's my bell.
Right.
It's my
We
bell.
have tonight the awesome pharmacist. First is Dr. Latay Johnson. She is a pharmacist. She's working. She works in Middletown at Giant Pharmacy, and she serves the community of they call it Moat, Middletown, right? Middletown, Odessa, and Townsend. Moat. So she's there in Middletown. We now have Dr. Jennifer Simmons. She is our pharmacist currently at Acme, and Acme stores throughout Delaware, and she has been serving and working in the field for a number of years. Dr. Simmons, Jennifer Simmons. We have Dr. Keisha Moy. Dr. Keisha, she is out in North Carolina. She is currently with, hold on. I got so many bios here. Hold on. We have her. Oh, here she is. And she's currently with Clinical Resource Organization, but she spent many years working at Acme Pharmacy also. Welcome, Dr. Keisha Moy.
Thank you.
We have 2 doctors together, Dr. Jamie Bennett and Dr. Taquina Warren. Dr. Jamie, she's our wonderful pharmacist, and she's actually in the Newcastle, Newark area at the Costco's, and she serves that big community over there. And Dr. Taquina, she is in Smyrna, and she owns her own pharmacy. Yes. Pharmacy. The interview was on. She was featured on Good Morning America last year at her pharmacy. Welcome. Last but never least is Dr. Celeste Williams. Hold on. I told you I have a lot of my pharmacy doctors here.
Yeah, she ain't last. We got more after her.
Working and working in I don't see it right here. I'm working at the pharmacy, and she is passionate about a number of things, and she does a lot of donated time to National Kidney Foundation. So welcome tonight, all of our pharmacy doctors.
You got one more. You got one more.
We have Dr. Davina Bay. Hold on. We have Dr. Vita, she's been working as a pharmacist for 17 years. She is currently working. She's worked at Christiana Healthcare Systems here in Newark and Christiana. And she's currently training at CVS Pharmacies and also at the Hospital of the University of Pennsylvania. So welcome all of our doctors tonight.
Oh, wait, there's several. I love it.
Look at it. I love it. Isn't this amazing? And let me just say this. Yay, Dr. DeVita.
Yes.
One of the things now, maybe y'all see the same last name. My Dr. Jennifer Simmons, we do have a relationship. We are niece and auntie. But what I must say, going to some of her, as family get together, her friends, I always met all of these amazing women, and to find out they are all doctors and all work together, but they play together. They support each other. And I just wanted to kind of jump in, and I'm gonna throw this to Dr. Keisha because I hear that you're the one that came up with the Pharma Sisters. Tell us a little bit about how y'all all met, Dr. Keisha, and what keeps y'all all together.
Okay. So Queen and I actually went to pharmacy school together at Howard University, the real HU. And then when we started working at Acme after school, we met Jen and Jamie. And then we just kept on, the circle just kept on growing. And I mean, I think the 7 of us are kind of the core of the group, but there are others that are also Black female pharmacists in our circle. What keeps us together? I say we pray together and we play together.
Right.
So we support each other, we pray for each other. Whatever one of us has going on, we know that we can talk to each other about it, no judgment. Whatever we have, when T was opening her pharmacy, we're there. What do you need us to do? So we just support each other. We joke. Jen calls us the real pharmacists of Delaware. Joke that we couldn't have our own show, right? Because those reality shows, they're fighting, they're stabbing each other in the back, and that's not what our circle is about. This tribe is nothing but love and support. We have fun together, we work hard, we play hard, and we're just there for each other. And that has kept us, even with me relocating and now I'm not in Delaware, it doesn't matter. Whenever we can, we still get together and we always keep in touch. So our circle is it's very strong and it's unique and it's amazing.
Awesome. I mean, that's what you sense from that. You can feel it with all of you. Anytime you're together, you can feel the love. You can see this. I mean, y'all laugh so much. Y'all sing, y'all dance. It's just amazing. But y'all are just. I'm not gonna play any of those videos because I have a couple of them. But I'm not gonna play. But Dr. Latay, tell us a little bit about how you started, and again, what does this connection mean to you, especially as you go about being such a key pharmacist in the area, part of that Moat Pharmacy tribe there. Moat, right?
Oh, MLT, yeah. This group means everything. I cannot get up and do what I do every day without talking to each and every one of them all the time. But the beginning of your question said, this was supposed to go to the Queen, not me. Please redirect me to the beginning of the somebody step in.
We actually thought she was going to start crying first because she's usually
exactly. I'm just like, can she please get through this without tears? Come on.
But that's sweet. I think that's what y'all are all about. Y'all just know how to support, lift each other up. I know Dr. Taquina, I call her cousin because we may be cousins, so we cousin. But Dr. Taquina, tell us a little bit about how this group is, especially you having your own pharmacy. How do they support you? How did they come together? I remember seeing the segment that you had, but tell me what that meant to you and what it means to you on a daily basis.
Absolutely. This group right here
Right here.
was right here. This group was truly a godsend, and it's only by divine design that we are all together here. They played a huge part into where I am today, and it's I say we a lot of times because I tell them it's not just my pharmacy, it's our pharmacy. No, they may not be there physically, but that's our pharmacy. First off, Keisha's name is on my degree because she helped me get through pharmacy school. Just so y'all know. And JB really got me through Acme. Jen, they got me through Acme. Jamie was very instrumental in me even surviving. She would come down and help me when I was pregnant. And then have no help at the pharmacy. Everyone plays a huge part, you know, in my journey as a pharmacist, and I'm so very thankful for them. And like Keisha said, we encourage each other, we motivate each other, we can cry on each other's shoulders. You know, when I was going through, especially with this pharmacy, because it did take me about 2 years to even get it open. And so, you know, the challenge there with them just keeping, you know, they had their hands on my back to keep pushing me forward.
Yes.
And, you know, you don't see that a lot in friend groups. You usually seeing the hands trying to pull you down, but not these girls, not these ladies. I can tell you that. And they're very supportive of, we're family. So, you know, we love each other's families. And, you know, like Dr. Melissa said, so my mother's side of the family is Simmons, so that's how we're related.
That's right.
Or they cut me off.
No, not no.
Jen, did you start crying, Dr. Jennifer? Are you crying already?
Yeah. And usually they tell me, you know, they cuts me off. So I was wondering if my time was up. Because I went ahead and talked just a little bit more. I told
He
them.
should hit the button.
Earlier, I could talk all night about these ladies, but I don't want to steal the show.
I mean,
I love them.
I do. I mean, you one of the spokespersons. I did find that out. They always turn to, okay, what the queen is doing, right? Dr. Latae, she kind of gets y'all all together. But I also hear that Dr. Jamie is also the other one that pulls y'all all together. And y'all together, Dr. Jamie, tell me a little bit about, because we know that y'all are together, so even location y'all are together. Tell me a little bit about how you bring all of them together. What do you do to keep them supported and lifted up? Tell us a little bit about that, Dr. Jamie.
So, first of all, I think it began like back in 2004. That's when our circle really started to grow, because that's when I had been at my company, and Keisha and Taquina and Jen all started to come in. And there were friendships that had formed in school that we brought together through work. But we've really, in the last several years, grown our relationship so much more. And we just make it a point to make sure that we almost talk every day. We have a group chat where we speak to each other almost every day, even if it's just good morning, I love you, I miss you, where is such and such. I text Keisha the other day because she wasn't on the group chat for like a week or so. And I was like, are you okay? Where are you? I don't see you.
I did too.
Yep. So just making sure that we just touch base and say, I love you. This is what's going on with me. We bounce questions off of each other, but we also make it a point to get together physically as well. And a lot of times that's where I come in because I like to host. So we'll gather and we used to do like first Friday every month, and we'll come together and we'll first talk about work and what's going on in the pharmacy and things that people may need help with or encouragement or just need to talk about with work. And then we go to the play side and we have a good time and we just girl chat.
And we do have cocktails. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm telling the truth. We have cocktails.
We have a good time.
You need a party until you get some libations going.
So,
but I love it. Yeah, you mentioned First Fridays. That's a new term that I learned from all of y'all doing this First Friday, and that's another way y'all come together. Tell us a little bit about First Friday. Dr. Davita, tell us a little bit about First Fridays and how y'all come together.
Well, struggle for me because I don't think you know, but I'm all the way in Philadelphia, and they're always trying to recruit me to move to Delaware. I haven't made the leap yet, but we'll see what happens. So we used to get together every first Friday of almost every month, unless there was something else going on. And it was a big sacrifice for me because, coming from work and I had my daughter, and sometimes we would just, bring the kids with us, and we would all meet up, and it would be love. A couple times we took our show on the road, and we went on down to Maryland, National Harbor. We went up to King of Prussia, and we showed out up there. We just like to have fun, going to different restaurants. We've been to an escape room. We did escape, I think we did escape, yeah. But yes, we do things. We put our heads together. We come up with different ideas. They even invite the fellas, the husbands come along, and it's just a good time. Everybody gets along. So I say this is one of the groups one of the friendship groups that I've been into. I've never seen anyone say anything ill to anyone. Everyone pretty much gets along. It's amazing. And if we do have a problem, I don't even think we address it. It probably just rolls off our back and we just keep on going.
I love it.
Have a cocktail or two.
A cocktail solves everything, right?
Right.
But you can say, like I said, and I forget. I one of you just said this, and I don't remember who, but you talked about it's not often you see Black women coming together and really supporting you. I think you said that, Dr. Taquina, and how everybody's just pushing each other and really encouraging each other, not just through your daily. I love that you talk to each other daily. I wish I had such a large support system when it comes to my career. You know what I'm saying? That somebody could move me through, help me through, because it's hard as a Black woman. And to know that it's not just one of you or two of you, but 7 of you that really just support each other every day. It is just absolutely amazing.
Yeah,
I love that number.
And it's the number of completion. It's the number of completion.
Yes.
That's right.
Dr. Celeste, we didn't hear from you, but tell us a little bit about some of the ways you've just received support from your sisters over the years, and what does that mean to you?
Well, it means a lot because I feel blessed to be just to be a part of this friendship for so long. Everyone's always so supportive, and and I'm always proud of everyone's accomplishments. I always talk about them to everyone I know. So it's just like it's a good feeling. I feel gratitude, just all the positivity all the time. So it's helped me because like I work in a small community hospital in Dover, Delaware. So it's like a lot of negativity like I'm surrounded with all the time. But when I get around these group of women, I feel like I'm normal again. Like things are normal because everyone's just so positive.
That's beautiful.
I like that. I like it.
It's like, this is what
gives you that.
Yeah, it gives me that good feeling like this is normal right here, this environment.
Right.
So, this means a lot.
Y'all are proof that we can create our own normal. We can find that tribe that can make us be our best versions of ourselves and build us up when the world around us tries to tear us down. So I love seeing this in motion because I also have a small group that I work with called Kudos to the Queens, and we're like this, but our thing is each one of us have our own businesses, or entrepreneurial pursuits, but we're always there. We're each other's leaning shoulders whenever we're having a problem. Say it like I got bent out of shape behind some family stuff, and they're the ones that help me back up off the ledge because sometimes family's that other F word.
The
So
evening
it's
show, like
important to have that support system. And it's awesome to see that there are multiple pockets of us sister queens that are there for one another, and we don't buy into the Black women can't work together baby back BS that is floating around everywhere. But we prove it time and time again. Not only can we work together, but we can work together in a way that is most unexpected to anybody but ourselves, of course.
Exactly.
That's right.
And one of the key things that Dr. Keisha said that, you know, when I hear it, it always makes my ears stand up. It's the fact that she considers this a tribe.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, we have a tribe. I put in the notes, I have my own tribe. And exactly what Dr. Celeste said, when you feel like you are not, nobody understands, and you're doing everything you can to continue and to excel, and then you get in the heart of your tribe, and they feed you. They give you the energy and the want and the desire to keep going. It's something amazing to be said about that. It's even more amazing when it's all melanin, like you know, like on this screen right here. That's just me. That's just me.
Yeah.
But it's amazing, and I'm glad to see it, because when you have it and then you look for it and you don't see it, it makes you feel like there's nobody else like it. And once again, you feel like there's nobody like me, but there is.
Yeah.
There's great normalcy in that that type of love.
I have a question in regards to that, because Shima just brought something to mind. When Dr. Taquina, when you were opening your own pharmacy, noting that there's so many big box brands out there, right, that are taking over, how did this group support you? Because I'm sure you probably heard the backlash from others, people who don't get it, who don't understand your drive and your commitment to what you're doing in your business. How did this group support you through all of that? Because I know other people probably called you crazy, right?
Oh yeah, they probably still think I'm crazy. I know they do.
Yeah.
Because Keisha, I saw your face, King.
She is crazy, not in her dreams, not not in.
You gotta be a little off in order to offset the status quo. How about that?
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely.
There you go.
And you know, I usually do bounce some ideas off these ladies, and I can tell you they will let me know. Like Queen, I don't know about, or they try to reel me in, but this particular situation right here was very unique, and the story way behind it, I may tell it in a tell-all book or something one day. But originally I wasn't gonna be by myself. I was gonna be with somebody else, and I see now that was God's way of saying to Queena, you could do this, and they gonna be there with you. That's what it was, you know. So because fear had kept me from doing it. I said when I left pharmacy school, I told my husband I wanted to have my own pharmacy, and then of course, you know, life happens, and I figured that ship had sailed. But there was this one particular person that said, you know what, we should open a pharmacy. And I was like, I don't know the first thing about opening a pharmacy, but okay. And so, you know, as time went on, things happened or whatever. But these ladies are always, when I say always there in everything, even in the surprises, because they surprised me a lot in the last few years. But they are always there. And like I said, whenever ideas arise or things that happen, because I keep telling them, I'm going to put y'all to work. God got a plan, not just for me, but for us. We are together for a reason. And and we get ready to step into that. Y'all get ready to see us.
All right.
I'm just trying to tell you.
Let's curve into that a little bit. What are some of the collabs or some of the ideas that y'all have that y'all are going to come together on? Because you know, you're talking about purpose and the purpose of y'all being together. So tell us a little bit about what are some of the ideas y'all are working on or trying to, you know, collaborate on.
Davida, I feel like you should put add a little piece in this here, Davida.
I'm the dreamer. And most of the times when I have a thought or a dream, I'll call Queen or I'll text Queen And I'll say, because I know Queen is probably crazy enough to listen to me. So I'll say, Queen, what you think about this? Or what you think about that? And she'll say, oh, yes, we'll do this. So, we've had times we've got together, we've had mastermind meetings and things of that nature. Life happened, COVID happened. But I feel like, Dr. Melissa, this is the platform that you placed us on to get us back on track, to get us back, thinking about what we want to do as a group. Because we did start writing down some notes. I still have my notes, so I'll pull them back out, dust them off. But we definitely wanted, we talked about doing things like retreats, female retreats. We really need a time and a place to just relax, renew, to reclaim our time, because we're all so busy. We're all, we have families, there are things going on, and sometimes we need to just stop and pause and say, listen, we need to get this time for ourselves. And what better way to do it is to do it with your girls, And we also want to bring in some other women who have some great ideas, women like yourselves, want them to talk. And I know we talked a little bit about this in Mexico, not too much because we were having fun, but we did touch on it in Mexico about having a retreat and getting together and see what we could do for our community. Not only pharmacists, but even bringing in nurses, other medical, all other medical professionals that are Black women that they feel, like Celeste said, they feel the toxicity when they're at work. So I've been for over 15 years, and I felt numerous times where they didn't want me there. They don't feel like they're supposed to be there. They don't feel like they should call us doctor. They they feel like that we should be at the bottom of the totem pole. Like, God has put us all together to where we can show youth, we can show young women that they can do whatever they want to do, be whatever they want to be, and the sky is the limit.
That's right. Oh, I love that. Right now education is pushing STEM and making sure that girls in STEM, and STEM is school for girls, the sciences, the math, and y'all are just an epitome of, we can do this and we can just do it well. We didn't hear from Dr. Simmons yet, Dr. Jennifer Simmons, and I didn't want to call her out because I know that's my special love over there. But I know you shared some stuff with me about some of the things you've gone through, Dr. Simmons. But tell us again how this group has helped you through the ups and downs of all the things that you experienced as being in New Jersey and now back in Delaware. Tell us a little bit about that, Dr. Jennifer.
For me, these girls, they're with me regardless of where I am. They're right beside me, right with me at every step of my day. When I have my own personal issues in a group text, they're right with me. No matter what time of day it is, day or night, they're up, they're responding. And this is the group that I need someone to, when I'm feeling down, when I'm feeling beat, they're here to lift me up. Just recently, I just left the job, and literally I left the job because I was mentally and physically drained, and I had no other job planned up after that. And I told Jamie, I was like, I literally just quit my job with nowhere to go. Like, it got that bad that I just had to leave. And she was like, I love it. She was like, you know what? You stepped out on faith, and your next job is going to be the right job for you. And I had an interview that Monday, and they hired me on the spot with everything that I was doing, so it was just like, and by her saying that to me, lifted me up and was like, this may be, one of the greatest decisions I made. And it actually was so far. But that's powerful. A small piece of what these women do for me.
Yeah, that's so powerful. Now, y'all, we need to take another short commercial break, but when we get back, I personally would like to hear everyone's greatest challenge and their greatest triumph that they've experienced in these last few years. So with that, we'll be right back, y'all.
Cute.
All right.
Can you hear? Can we hear?
Okay.
No?
There was a bumper
Everybody
going
was
on.
on mute, right? I was like, I don't hear anybody talking.
I hear her talking. She's like, we're back. I said, are we?
I'm gonna piggyback on what you just said, Brandy, and y'all were all our support system during this pandemic. How many times did I go to the pharmacist for help? And there was no off day for you guys for y'all being on the front line. Dr. Latte, tell us more about, like, as Brandy indicated. What was some of the difficulties that you experienced, and tell us a little bit about it.
We cry all the time, Dr. Latte. It's okay.
It's all right.
Okay.
You're loud.
I'm telling you.
I'm start crying. Don't even know I'm about to start crying.
I don't want to cry. Please come back to me.
Go ahead, say.
I love it.
You got it, Dr. Latte.
Come on, girl.
Safe space.
Come on, Tay.
Okay, one of the biggest challenges you said during COVID, Dr. Melissa, is that what you're saying during the COVID times?
Whatever. If you want to get another one, yeah. But either one.
Probably, honestly, during COVID, because there were no days off, and I did have a family at home, and I did not know what was going on outside. I was scared to death that I was out in the public, in the community, not knowing what was going on. But I also had a husband and 2 small children at home. And honestly, there was a time where I was afraid to hug and kiss them. And that was a lot. And that was very difficult to me because I'm a very affectionate person. So it was really hard for that long stretch of time when I couldn't do that. And everything I do is for my family. So I go out to go to work. I'm stressed and crazy. And I come home for my family, but I couldn't really be with them like how I wanted to be with them for a long time. And everybody knows I'm a little crazy and too. So I was scared to death just to even come near them. Again, this is earlier on and, before when things were very unknown. So that was a very stressful time, I'll say. And not being able to do first Fridays with my girls because we had to stay away from each other. That was tough because that was the first time
Very
in
tough.
years and years that we cannot. We did a few Zoom calls, but life goes on. Things are crazy. You're so stressed at work that things are different at home now. So that was tough too because I love my girls. I had to get that in there. I was waiting to be able to get that in there. I love my tribe.
Oh.
I love it.
That's her saying. I love my girl. And again, some being on the front line. Any of you could jump in. What other kind of challenges y'all have faced being pharmacists, being Black women pharmacists that you share with us tonight?
I'll say, especially right upon graduation, there was a lot of people approaching saying, can I talk to the pharmacist, when there was someone else there working with you who was maybe older or male or just not Black. And you felt like you kind of had to fight and earn that buy-in of, I am the pharmacist, right. You can talk to me. And kind of even lean in a little bit closer so you can see your badge that's pharmacist.
Right.
So that was a big challenge because you're already not but so confident as a new professional in healthcare, and you're trying to make sure that you're giving the right information and you're getting to know people and they do feel confident in the information that you're giving. But then to feel like maybe they walked away saying, I don't know, or see them sometimes walk to the other person and ask them the same question. That was real.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
That still happens.
Yep.
How do you balance out, some of the misinformation that people get from doctors around medicine, and then people come to the pharmacy and no, not to knock the doctors, right? Of course, but I often found that pharmacists know a lot more about the medicine that the doctors are prescribing. So how do you balance that out with 4 people who come in, they don't really know what's going on. The doctor's prescribing something. They don't even understand what they're getting, right? And what it's really for. And the doctors don't really, all doctors don't explain that, right? There are some great doctors out there who will. But how do you balance that? Because I know you get people coming in with these questions and they don't really understand what the medicine is really all about.
I think because I'm coming from, like, I've been in independent pharmacy for a long time, and I think being an independent, I had more time to spend with my patients. So I would spend a lot of time with them. Like, it would start off with, oh, I need new glasses. Where can I go get new glasses? Like, I would help. I would be a social worker. I would be a friend, a therapist, as well as a pharmacist. So I had to spend a lot of time just building up trust with my patients. And once I built that trust up, they wouldn't even ask their doctors questions. I was like, well, what were you saying to the doctor? They'd be like, oh, I just got my script and left, and I want to talk to you about it. So it becomes a time where you're their everything, especially with the HIV population that I worked in, because they mistrust a lot of their providers. So they would call me for everything, for a ride to a ride to the doctor. I would get them rides. You just have to really be creative when you're dealing with your patients, and they will learn to trust you. And let them know that the information that you're giving them, even if you don't know the information, because there have been many times when I don't know and I don't act like I do know. I'll say, well, let me get back to you. Give me a couple days. I'm going to research it. I'll make some phone calls, and then I'll let you know what's going on with this medication. So I think that's a big key.
Yeah.
I think that's why sometimes we garner so much hate. Because when we show how much we care legitimately without like going out of our way to pretend like we're doing something, it makes other people feel a certain way about themselves. But like, instead of attacking those of us that actually have a heart, why don't you find yours?
Have one, right? Exactly.
I like that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yes, and you also, just to piggyback off what Davita said, when you genuinely do care for your patients and you don't talk to them like you're so much better than them, but be right in there with them and speak to them on a level that they understand, it makes a huge difference. I do, my population is more with diabetes. That's what I'm passionate about because in my household, I have 2 diabetics I take care of. And so I went through the same struggles that they're going through. As far as taking medication, understanding, explaining, the financial struggle, all that stuff, So to have them to trust you is also how you talk to them too.
And I also find there's like a very fine balance between getting them to if they were given misinformation or incomplete information, to take the information that you're adding or replacing from their provider, but not make them lose trust in the provider necessarily. So like finding a way to word it in a way of, well, I would circle back and talk to the doctor and let them know you talked to me and this is what we discussed, because you also don't want them to run from a healthcare provider that's going to be following up with them once they leave you. So you just have to take each situation delicately.
Right.
Yeah, that's a great point too.
I hear you guys have all these different takes on, how you offer your services, but all of them based in care and love. Why pharmacy? What brought you all to pharmacy?
Well, I thought I was going to go into business because I liked numbers. And it was once I was in college and I was taking my entry-level business classes that I said, I cannot do this. I cannot sit in a room surrounded by walls and not talk to someone.
There we go. Oh, I love you. I love you.
And it was a neighbor who was a stockbroker by day, but pharmacist nights and weekends. And she said to me, you should look into pharmacy because pharmacy is a very good field for women. You could eventually decide you want to have a family, be a mother, and work part-time, but still make a decent living, but have time for your children. And here I am.
Wow.
I love that.
And for me, I chose pharmacy. In high school, I needed a part-time job, and my mom got me a job in Pathmark Pharmacy. And then I was a technician at Pathmark for years, and then the pharmacist there was like, well, You're excellent at what you're doing as a technician. Why don't you look into pharmacy?
Right.
And I just went with it from there. I tried. It was literally the most difficult thing I have done in life was pharmacy school. Coming from high school, I didn't have to study. It's something that came to me. Once I got to pharmacy school, it was a whole new world for me. Like, what happened? Like, I thought I can go to the clubs on me and Latay Tuesday and Thursday nights. We were hanging out. When it got to class time, and I'm like, I'm not even going to tell y'all my grade. Like, I don't even see it. Like, my grade is not up on that board. I didn't want nobody to know. Like, I literally, to be transparent, I failed out of my first year of pharmacy school. It was that I had to get myself together mentally to say, you're going to do this, you're going to get yourself together. Like, you're wasting your time and money. Get yourself together and get focused. And
you know what I find is interesting? It's like you guys are each other's like safety nets in the medical world, okay? So the doctors write the prescriptions, right? And assume that the nurses are going to catch it. And if the nurses don't catch it, you guys are the last resort before something drastic could happen with the wrong medication, mixing with the wrong medication and possibly offing or completely disabling a patient. So it's interesting to see that in action.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
And I'm glad you shared that, Jen, because I think people think, certain things are easy or they have to be perfect to accomplish these kind of, to become a doctor.
That's right.
But I love that you shared that, because for those that are out there that are listening, failure is just is a step up to try again and to do it again. Sometimes failure is our best motivation to success. So I love that you that and let other people hear that. Look, just because you failed don't mean that you can't do this thing. So thank you for sharing.
Stay focused.
That's big. I have to piggyback off what Jen said. I fell into pharmacy by accident, kind of the same way. I applied to work at CVS as a cashier, and the store manager saw that I was in college, I was an undergrad. So he's like, oh, well, my pharmacy needs help. And I was like, can they work around my school schedule? And he's like, sure. And so I started working in the pharmacy. The pharmacist was a Black male pharmacist who had gone to Howard University as well. And he gave me so much responsibility beyond what I should have been doing that I learned a ton more than, probably just your average technician. And he kept on saying to me, you'd make a good pharmacist. And I'm like, oh, I don't want to be this. I don't want to do this. I'm going to be a pediatrician. And finished undergrad with my biology degree. I'm studying for my MCAT. And I took a job in a pharmacy again because that's what I knew at that point.
Right.
And one day the light bulb went off and I'm like, I want to be a pharmacist. Mom had about 5 heart attacks when I said that. She knew nothing, my parents knew nothing about what pharmacists were. What did we do? What our options were for a career. And my mom's like, you wanted to be a pediatrician. Don't give up on your dream. And I'm like, the dream just changed. Like, I'm not giving up. Like, it just changed.
That's right.
And my dad's thing was, can you take care of yourself from this job?
Okay.
He was like, well, go for it. That's all he needed to do. That's right. But I'd wanted to be a pediatrician since I was in 1st grade. And so it was such a shift that they couldn't believe it. But it was like literally a light bulb went off. Like, this is what I'm supposed to do. Wow. And then, God puts you where you're supposed to be. I applied to one pharmacy school, which was Howard. I said, if I didn't get in, I wasn't meant to be there. And then first class, the first day of pharmacy school, I met Queen. And she starts talking to me and talking to me. Why she's talking to me?
Well, we've been talking for quite a while now.
Talking to me.
Y'all.
She was real mean.
We gonna have to come back for a part 2 now, because we have reached the end of today's show. But before we head out of here, we want to thank you guys so much for, one, being extremely transparent, 2, showing that it's okay to have a heart, and 3, also showing it's okay to create a sisterhood of your own.
That's right.
It's necessary. These new levels don't need to be lonely. These sister queens on this screen have proven that this fine evening. Absolutely. So thank you guys so much for sharing your time with us tonight. And again, hold on in the back room. Come back. Hold on in the back room while we wrap things up. and we'll be back with y'all in a moment. And guys, to our audience members that tuned in tonight, thank you so much for sharing your time with us and showing these sister queens love. And be sure to join us next Tuesday for another episode of Fem Talk.
Thanks, Fem Talk. Love you.
Love you guys. Thank you so much.